Sampurita pamita paramita balena Vindvansiyo khila kilesa Samola jalam Cheneva landa araham Arahoti namang Vandami buddha mamalam Hadayeta petva Samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata Sandhammang munirajassa sunantu sagga mokkadam Dhamma savana kalo ayam badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayam badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayam badanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Lobo akusala mulam doso akusala mulam Moho akusala mulanti Dear friends in Dhamma, today you are gathering here for listening to Buddha's teachings. Here I am going to explain today the 3 unwholesome roots. I think you have already heard about these 3 things. That is very important. 3 defilements, negative emotions which disturb our peace of mind. We mostly lose our peace in mind because of these 3 things. Buddha has explained a lot of times in his sermons about these 3 things and how we overcome these 3 things. Okay? 3 unwholesome roots. These are the roots. According to Buddhism, these 3 things spread a lot of ways. Sometimes Buddha has explained 3, sometimes he has explained 5, 7, like this, sometimes 150, and sometimes 1,500 defilements that Buddha has explained. But all of them can be included into these 3 things. Okay? If we have mindfulness, we can identify, we can recognize what kind of mental situation just now that I have. The special thing is not only having these things, if you have awareness, mindfulness, that now I have this kind of negative emotions in my mind, actually we are clever to overcome these defilements. And we can purify our mind from these negative emotions. That is very important. Actually, we do everything in the name of happiness. Although we are well educated, although we are very rich, although we have a lot of friends, actually, if our mind is filled with defilements or negative emotions, actually we have no real happiness. Everything that we have accumulated, everything that we have earned is useless if our mind is polluted. That is why always we should have mindfulness. Although we have knowledge about defilements, about the path of purification, even though we have a lot of knowledge about our life, about the world, about the reality, about the Four Noble Truths, if we have no mindfulness, then defilements can come to our mind and disturb our inner peace. Knowledge is very important. Mindfulness is more important. Wisdom is most important. That is why we have wisdom. We can overcome all things. That is very important. Okay? What are the defilements? So, unwholesome emotions which arise in our mind. Desire, lust, lamentation, jealousy, greed, ill will, delusion, ignorance. These are the emotions which arise in our mind and disturb our inner peace. Therefore, we should be clever to understand. Just now, how about my mind? What are the emotions in this moment that I have in this moment? If we have this ability to understand, actually we can overcome these negative emotions from our mind. All of defilements can be included into these three things. Lobha. Lobha means desire or greed or lust. Not only primary needs, Sometimes we want to study, we want to help our parents, we want to do our jobs. Actually, it is not this kind of desire. Those are our primary needs, our duties, our responsibilities that we should fulfill in our day-to-day life. When we eat something, sometimes we have no greed. When we take some medicine, we have no greed to eat some medicine or drink some medicine. We use them as primary needs. Actually, if we can use other things like that we use medicine, then we have no big attachment. When we have desire, when we have greed or big attachment, after we help others, we wish return. That is the wrong thing. That is the fault because of desire. Sometimes we are helpful others. We help others. But unconsciously, we have lust, we have desire. Therefore, we should be very sensitive about our mind. Sometimes if there is a very beautiful person, young person, if somebody needs something, we are very generous to help them. But sometimes if there is a very old man, old person, we have no this kind of generosity. Here, that is why we should be very careful. We have some negative emotions in our mind unconsciously. If we are not intelligent, if we have no mindfulness, defilements can come to our mind secretly. That is why we should have full awareness and understanding. Knowledge, mindfulness, wisdom. Knowledge means how defilements arise. And mindfulness means living in the present moment. What happens to my mind this moment, in this moment? Wisdom means we should have an ability to understand this experience arises and ceases at the moment. Knowledge about the impermanent. That is the wisdom. These three things are very important. Knowledge, mindfulness, wisdom. Knowledge means how defilements, how negative feelings arise in my mind. That is the knowledge. And also mindfulness means living in the present moment. Mostly defilements arise in our mind because our mind goes to past or future. If we live in the present moment with full awareness, actually we are free from defilements. And also, we should have an ability to understand the nature of our experience. After experience, because of ignorance, we mostly live in the past. And also we try to imagine, we try to create our future, combining our past. Then it doesn't sound that we forget our past or future. It doesn't sound we don't plan our future. Actually, we do everything. We remember our past. We arrange something in our future. We plan to do something in the future. It is not a fault. What is the fault? When we think of past or future, if our mind goes to past or future unconsciously, then we live in the past or future. That is the fault. Then unwholesome emotions can come to our mind. Desire means big attachment. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, through these 6 senses, sometimes we have desire, greed, lust, or some big attachment. Then if we can see this reality, we can understand. Actually, this is the normal thing. Don't worry when we have desire or greed. That is normal thing as human beings. Still we are on the path of purification. We have not reached end of the suffering. Still we have suffering, but the important thing is not only having defilements, but we should have a proficiency to understand about our mind. That is the important thing. One day Buddha said, if somebody thinks that he has no defilement, actually he is a mad person. If somebody knows that still he has some defilement, even though he has defilements, further he is intelligent because of understanding. Therefore, we are intelligent, we are wise. If we can understand, now we have this kind of defilements. It means we have an effort to overcome these things. That is the very important thing. If we know knowledge, if we know that I have these kind of mistakes, misbehavior in my life, we are very honest. We are ready to overcome these negative deeds in our life. That is very important. If we have this knowledge, actually we are very sensitive, and we have good attention to listening something to overcome evils in our life. That is very important. Anger, dosa means in Pali, lobha, dosa, moha. Lobha means desire, greed or lust or craving, and dosa means anger or ill will. Dosa means if we have some unpleasant experience through our senses, we have conflict, we have some struggle, we hate, we reject something. That is also the thing which disturbs our peace of mind. If we hate somebody, as soon as we see something, our mind is not pleasant or pure. We have problem in our mind. Actually, if we can look at others with kind eyes, then we have no conflicts, we have no problems in our mind, we have no stress. Actually, mostly stress arises because of anger. Sometimes we have some problems with people. Sometimes we have some problems with some incident or with some instrument or something or some places. If our house is unpleasant. As soon as we enter the house, our mind is upset. We have got upset. We get upset. Somebody who has pleasant emotions about his house, as soon as he enters house, he is very pleasant. Pleasant or unpleasant is not outside. It depends on our attitude. If we can change our mind, attitude, our ideas, everything is not pleasant or unpleasant. We are in middle. We practice equanimity. That is very important thing. And moha is the very big mistake in our life. Delusion or ignorance. Buddha has explained desire. Desire is easy. Desire is the result. The result of desire is not strong, but desire is difficult to overcome. In Buddha's language, in Pali, it says, Alpa Savajya Danda Viraga. Alpa Savajya means the results are not huge. The results are not big or vast. Results are not dangerous. But desire is difficult to overcome. How about anger? Dosa. It is Kippa Viraga Mahasavajya. It is easy to overcome, but results are so dangerous. How about Moha? Mahasavajya Danda Viraga. The results are extremely dangerous, extremely it is difficult to overcome. Among these three things, ignorance is the most dangerous defilement. Desire is difficult to overcome, but results are not dangerous. Anger, it is not difficult to overcome, but results are dangerous. Moha or delusion, it is extremely difficult to overcome. And also, results also are more powerful, more dangerous. Among these three things, moha is the main thing, very worst one, and also as much as we have delusion, desire and anger also grow. As much as we can reduce moha, it means automatically we have overcome desire and anger. This is the nature of these three things. Have you any problem? Have any question about these three things? Okay. When we overcome, when we reduce these three things, we can see both steps, both levels. One of them is the primary level solution. There is a primary solution that we can overcome desire. How do we do it? Practicing generosity. By practicing generosity, we can overcome greed or desire. If our mind is always generous, it means we have no more greed. We have some kind of desire or something, we like something, but we have no more greed. Some people, they don't give even $1 for a person. Extremely they have greed. They are greedy. it is the dangerous thing. Actually, if we have very vast desire or greed, it means we don't go anywhere to gain something, you know. You are here because of a lot of greed. If you are so greedy, actually you are not here. You have overcome that big mistake. And little by little we have to go forward. On the other hand, how do we overcome those? Practicing loving kindness. When we practice loving kindness, little by little, our mind is very familiar with others. We look at others as our close relatives and friends when we practice loving kindness. When we practice loving kindness, we have compassion, we have sympathetic joy, and also we have equanimity. Those four things are interrelated. Loving kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna, sympathetic joy, mudita, equanimity, upekha. Metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. These four things sublime statements in our mind. Like, Brahma. If we have this mental position, actually our mind is in peace. And by practicing those, we can overcome some kind of practice in loving kindness. We can overcome some kind of defilements such as anger, ill will. According to Karaniya Metta Sutta, according to the discourse of Metta, Buddha says, when we usually practice loving kindness, as soon as we look at a person, we think we mention them as our only son or daughter. It means our mind is rich in very spiritual development. If we can see other persons as our close relatives, actually always we help others. When they are successful, we are happy. We are not jealous when others succeed. When your children are successful, you never hate. You are not jealous about your children's success. That is why actually we do all things. As much as we can reduce these defilements, it means we are happy. Our mind is full with happiness. The result is not hereafter, next birth. The results are in this life. As much as we can practice these kind of things that Buddha explained in his teachings, the results come to this birth, not only hereafter. The third one, moha. How do we overcome moha or delusion in the first level? We didn't go to the second step. Still we are in the first level. How we overcome these defilements in the primary level? By practicing generosity, we try to reduce our big attachment or desire or greed. By practicing loving kindness, we try to reduce our anger. As I mentioned you before, we mostly suffer because of anger. There are some people, always they are so angry. Always they have some detachment and they have some kind of conflicts with others. Always they look at others' mistakes, misbehavior. They have no time to look at them. Always they are searching others' mistakes because of anger, because of no loving kindness. And how we overcome moha or delusion in the primary level? In the primary level, we overcome delusion with knowledge of karmic knowledge and with the knowledge of impermanence. if we know we are here because of our previous karmic law, karmic results, and also we are living here because of the karmic law that we have done in this life. Not only our past lives karmic results, but in this life also daily we are doing some kind of deed, good or bad. Actually you have worked hard in your studies. That is why you have some kind of successful jobs in this life. It is not the result of your previous lives. It's the result of in this life that you have done. Actually in this life you have done a lot of things to succeed. But when we were born in the world, actually we have brought a lot of things from our previous lives. If we have this knowledge, actually we can overcome some kind of defilements in our mind. When someone is very successful or beautiful, and we are not jealous. Actually, they have worked hard, and also they have done a lot of medicine in their previous lives. That is why they are very successful. That is why they have a good complexion. That is why they have good healthy life. If we have this knowledge about karmic law, then we can overcome some kind of defilements such as jealousy, anger, ill will. We can overcome these kind of defilements which disturb our peace of mind with the knowledge of karmic law. On the other hand, there are some people in the world, sometimes they are our close relatives or friends. Sometimes they are not successful. Although they have effort, although they work hard, they can succeed in this life. Sometimes the reason of this situation is the result of karmic law in his which he has done in previous lives. If you have this understanding, we don't get angry with them. Sometimes even our children, they can do something. Actually, their effort, their success is limit. Although we like our children come to highest level in the society, actually we can do it. Because they also have some kind of karmic energy that they have done in their previous lives. According to their karmic law, actually they have some kind of limits in their life. Then if we have this knowledge, we can overcome some kind of desire and anger. With the knowledge, we can overcome some unwholesome roots in our life. On the other hand, in the delusion, if we have knowledge of impermanence, that also helps us to overcome desire and anger. Still, we don't practice yet samatha or vipassana. We didn't go to the deep level yet. Still we are in the primary level with the knowledge. We practice generosity, we help others, we offer something to others that we have, we donate something to others. In this primary level. In this level we have only knowledge. If somebody wants to overcome delusion, Buddha has explained in the primary level, we should be knowledgeable. What kind of knowledge that we should have? Knowledge of karmic law and also knowledge of impermanence, the dependent origination. What is the nature of the impermanence or dependent origination? The experience that we have arises in this moment. It doesn't come to the present from the past. It doesn't go to the future from the present. The experience that we receive through our senses arises and ceases in this moment. The problem arises because of delusion. After experience, still we are living in the past. If somebody has blamed you, as soon as you think it, your mind goes to the past and you live in the past. You are blamed again. He blamed once you, but you are blamed again and again by yourself. You protect it as a dowry, as a property. This is the fault which arises suffering, which origins suffering. If we can overcome this misunderstanding, delusion, ignorance, we have an ability to overcome some kind of defilements or negative emotions in our mind. Still we have knowledge in this level, in the primary level, surface level. You know, there are some people in the society, although they have no knowledge about Buddhism, actually they have some kind of understanding about life. They are happy, they are generous, they are friendly with others. When somebody comes to them to get some service, they do it kindly. They take care of their parents, their elders, even though they haven't understanding about Buddhism. They have practiced some good qualities, human values in their previous lives. Still, they are practicing some kind of values, human values in this life. Therefore, they also can live peacefully. But Buddhism advises us to go to the deep level with the highest understanding and highest practice. Here, according to Buddhism, this is the important thing that we have to reduce in our life to reduce other defilements too. With the understanding of karmic law, with the understanding of impermanence, we don't stop in the knowledge. We go forward. We reflect on it again and again. Not only when we are in the temples or in the Dharma hall. As soon as we have awareness, we think about this reality. Again and again we think about karmic law when we drive, when we cook at home, when we work, when we walk. Everywhere where we have mindfulness, we think about karmic law. As soon as we look at a person, we look at not only his or her physical body, we see that his mind behind his physical body. You know, we are not here. Even we can't sit here if we have no mind. If somebody is successful, it means the success belongs to his mind. If somebody is very clever, or if somebody is very unsuccessful, that is also the result of his mind. If we can understand this reality, we don't hate others, because it is useless. Hating others is useless. Then if somebody is successful, we are not jealous. If you want to jealous, don't jealous to their physical body. Be jealous to their mind. But that mind also invisible. And we can't see it. Then if we have this knowledge, actually we are so lucky we can overcome some kind of desire or big attachment. On the other hand, if we have full awareness, full knowledge, understanding about the impermanence, the dependent origination, and not only changing, that we reflect on it here, the conditional truth, cause and effect. When conditions are together, we have some kind of experience through our senses. That experience always arises and ceases. It is instant. It is so quick. And if we have this knowledge, we know very well, if we can be on this way, we can reduce our unwholesome emotions in our mind, and also we can reach real happiness. If we have this understanding, actually we are hurried to get the results in this life itself, not only hereafter. We don't postpone. We don't postpone the results. The reason is, Buddha says, this Dhamma is Swakhato, well explained. Well explained, well expounded, and also Sanditiko, directly visible, Akaliko, immediately effective, Ehipastiko, calling one to come and see, and Opanaiko, leading onwards, Pachatang Vedita, to be personality realized by the wise. These are the qualities of the Dhamma that Buddha explained. This Dhamma doesn't belong to even Buddha. This is the reality that he has explained, he has realized, he has discovered. This is the world reality. Buddha says Buddha appeared not in the world. This reality is forever. But sometimes when a Buddha is not in the world, this truth is hidden. It goes away. We respect to the Buddha. We respect Buddha because he realized this message by himself, and also he preached this message to the world kindly. That is why we respect to the Buddha. But Buddha says this message doesn't belong to even Buddha. This is a discovery. This is not a creation. This is a discovery. There are some discoveries in the world like water, oil, gems, jewelries. Those are not the creations. Soil, those are the things, natural things. Nobody can create them. Those are the natural things. Those are the things that discoveries. Buddha's message is also like that. And if we have this understanding, we are knowledgeable, and also we reflect on it again and again in our day-to-day life. We are so happy when we think it, when we reflect on it. The reason is that we have no negative feelings, we have no unwholesome emotions in our mind when we think it. Our mind is very calm, quiet and peaceful. No defilements. No defilements, no suffering. More defilements, more suffering. Less defilements, less problems, less suffering. No defilements, no suffering. These are the things that we can choose as our knowledge, as our effect, as our reflection. We can choose what we like. And also we want to be certain in this understanding, then we find a way, the path that leads to get rid of suffering completely, permanently. That is the path that last week we discussed, the three disciplines. What are the three disciplines that we have to practice to overcome these three things completely? Yes, virtue, sila, and tranquility or samadhi or concentration, and wisdom, panya. Again and again, if we can go forward in these three disciplines, actually we are reaching the real happiness. We are overcoming, we are getting rid of suffering, we are getting rid of these defilements in our life. And how we practice virtue or morality or moral conduct? We have a good discipline in our speech and behavior. Whatever we do or speak, We think again and again whether it is good or bad, whether it is useful in this life and also hereafter. Before we do something, we think, we reflect on it again and again. We do everything consciously with mindfulness. It means we have no mistakes. Nobody can disturb us. Nobody can blame us because of our correct behavior. Right action, right speech. Samma vacha, samma kammanta. That is very important. Not only virtue, we practice virtue not only for virtue. We practice virtue for the benefits of concentration, tranquility. There are some people in the world who practice Buddha's message. They practice virtue or moral conduct only for virtue. But as the noble disciples, as the real followers of the Buddha, as the person who is knowledgeable in this path, we practice virtue or moral conduct not only for discipline, but we have another step, which is concentration for our mental development, our mental health. Then we don't worry by practicing virtue. There are some persons, they worry when we think about some rules or some kind of monastic course that Buddha has explained, because they don't know the final result. And also, with good discipline in our speech and behavior, we try to train our mind little by little. We don't give to our mind to go here and there. We don't give a chance to our mind to go here and there. We trained it. Especially we trained our mind to keep in the present moment. It doesn't sound we don't think our past or future. We can think our past or future, but we do it consciously with mindfulness. Whatever we do, we try to do everything, consciously with mindfulness, with full awareness. Then we can see the beauty of our life. If you can live in this moment, in the present moment, actually you are like in a heaven. Here, like a heaven. Very beautiful environment you are sitting here. Although you are here, if you are thinking about a person who has blamed you, who has troubled you, actually we can see the beauty of our life. Then our happiness, our success depends on how far we are clever to live in the present moment, doing everything with mindfulness. That is very important. And also, we can reflect on it again and again. And also, by practicing tranquility or concentration, we trained our mind to keep for a long time with particular wholesome emotion, such as breathing meditation, loving kindness meditation, the contemplation of Buddha's qualities. Those are the techniques that we can train our mind using meditation techniques. Then we are clever to keep our mind for a long time in the same wholesome emotion or thought. This is one of the successes in our life. There are some well-educated people. There are some rich people. Actually, they are not clever to keep their mind at least 1 minute in the same idea, same emotion. Their mind goes here and there. They are not clever to keep their mind in a particular object. By practicing meditation, we train our mind. Our mind is a very important thing. Our mind is a friend, not only normal friend. It is the best friend if you have mindfulness. On the other hand, if we have no mindfulness, our mind is an enemy, the worst enemy. Therefore, our friend or enemy is in near us. And also, by practicing concentration meditation, we trained our mind to keep in the present moment by practicing some kind of wholesome object. With concentrated mind, we try to focus on impermanence, arising and ceasing. That is why when we meditated, breathing meditation, while we were practicing breathing meditation, we reflect on impermanence. My mind changes, my body changes, my experience also changes. This is the way how we practice wisdom with concentrated mind. We practice concentration meditation or tranquility not only keep our mind for a long time. That is not the final destination. That is not the final purpose of practicing this path. We practice concentration as a help of wisdom. We practice virtue as a help of tranquility. And especially, we concentrate our mind to understand the world reality as impermanence. With concentrated mind, we focus our mind on impermanence again and again. This experience that I receive in this moment, it didn't come to the present from the past. It doesn't go to the future from the present. It arises and ceases at the moment. Again and again, if we can increase this duration that we reflect on, this is the real success in our life. Be sure, be happy. If you can increase this time period that you reflect on impermanence. Buddha said, if you offer something, if you donate something even for an animal, it is a great merit. It is helpful for 100 lives. If you offer something to a human being who has misbehavior, it is beneficial for more than 500 lives. If you offer something to a person who is virtuous person, it is beneficial for millions of lives. If you offer something to an enlightened person, it is beneficial for millions of lives. If you meditate at least 1 second, if you meditate loving kindness at once, it is better than you offer everything that you have. If you practice loving kind meditation for several months, actually, if you can reflect on impermanence 1 second, it is more beneficial than you practice loving kind meditation for several months. If you practice 1 second loving kind meditation, it is more beneficial than you offer everything that you have. If you practice impermanence, anicca sanya, anicca bhavana, the contemplation of anicca or impermanence, if you can practice 1 second, it is more beneficial than you practice loving kindness more than 6 months. 6 months. how beneficial you can understand. What is the importance of practicing impermanence? That is very important. It doesn't sound that we do only practicing anicca bhavana or impermanence meditation. If we practice that kind of things, actually we are ready to save even an ant when it is in the world. We are so grateful persons. Even though we practice the higher contemplation of impermanence, we don't neglect the primary level medicine. We do all of them as much as we can. That is the important thing. By practicing 3 disciplines, virtue, concentration, or tranquility and wisdom, by practicing these 3 disciplines, day by day, we go forward on the path of liberation, on the path of purification. We are reaching the liberation. We are reaching enlightenment. By practicing loving kind meditation, anger doesn't disturb our peace of mind. We have no stress with people. We can manage our stress. Practicing loving kindness is one of the techniques of stress management. Last 5 decades, we can see a lot of psychologists and neuroscientists. They have recommended the importance of practicing loving kindness and mindfulness, how to reduce anger, how to reduce stress. For the stress management, they have recommended the importance of practicing loving kindness and mindfulness. But Buddhism has explained not only those mindfulness and loving kindness. Buddhism has gone forward. Buddhism has explained wisdom too. That is the important thing. Not only concentrate mind, not only practice mindfulness, but with mindful mind, we reflect on impermanence, arising and ceasing. That is the final thing, that is the ultimate goal that we have to achieve. With concentrated mind, always if we can think impermanence again and again. On the other hand, if we can think about karmic law, which plays behind our life, always, our karmic law plays a big role behind our life. Every moment it plays a very big role. Not only we think about our previous karmic law, we should think if we do something in this moment, the results will come soon in this life itself, not only hereafter. If we do more good deeds in this life, the results will come in this life. If you help others, even though that person doesn't help you again, another person will help you. That is the nature of the karmic law. If you are happy when others are successful, then the environment will help you when you succeed. If you like other children's success, it means your children also will be successful. If somebody is unsuccessful, if you are happy, it means on the other hand, your children will not be successful. If you help others who are sick, it means you are healthy. Sometimes you may be sick, but there is somebody who is near you who wish to help you. When you are needing help, you have somebody. If you help others, especially when you take care of your parents, that is a great merit. Buddha has explained that, there are some periods when the Buddhas are not appeared in the world. In that period, people do only merit that cause to go to heaven, which taking care of their parents. By taking care of their parents, it is beneficial to go to heaven. Only that merit. That is very important. On the other hand, if there are some elders or some innocent people, if you can help them, that is also beneficial for your health. Health is the most important thing that we have. Although we are rich, although we are well educated, if we are sick, everything that we have is useless. Therefore, for the healthy life, we have to help others for their success, for their health. Okay, now we were discussing about the 3 unwholesome roots. There are a lot of unwholesome emotions or feelings that Buddhism has explained. Among them, all of them can be included into these 3 things. That is why we say them roots. Moola. In Pali language it says akusala moola. Moola means roots. If you can remove these roots, then we have no results, no branches, no rivers, and no trees. These are the roots which create these things, everything, negative results. If we can destroy these roots, it means you destroy the results, the negative results. Then in the first level, to reduce desire, we practice generosity, and also when we are going to reduce anger in the first level, we practice loving kindness, and to reduce moha or delusion in the primary level, we are knowledgeable. We should be knowledgeable about karmic law and the dependent origination or impermanence. That is in the surface level. When we are going to deep level, for the ultimate result, then we have to practice 3 disciplines with the knowledge of impermanence, virtue, tranquility, and wisdom. Always we have good discipline in our speech and behavior with a virtuous behavior, virtuous life. We try to train our mind, practicing some kind of meditation techniques. We train our mind to live in the present moment. And with concentrated mind, we reflect on impermanence again and again as wisdom. Then day by day, if we can go forward on these 3 disciplines, virtue, tranquility and wisdom, it means we are on the path of liberation. Finally, as soon as we look at something, we hear something, smell something, if we are knowledgeable, if we are clever to understand, this experience completely arises this moment, and also suddenly it ceases this moment. We have nothing to get something as desire. We have nothing to get angry. We are so quiet and calm. We are peaceful. We are in the middle. We practice equanimity. It doesn't sound we don't fulfill our duties and responsibilities. We do very well everything than we did before. Before, we help others only materially. But after this experience, we help others spiritually. Spiritually, we help others. We help others to develop their mental situation. That is the interesting thing. If we offer something as food, it is useful only 1 or 2 days. If you offer some cloth to others, it is useful 1 or 2 years. If you offer some house, if you offer a house to a person, it is useful only this life. If we give this knowledge, and if we can help others spiritually, actually it is helpful for this life, and also it is helpful in his entire samsaric journey in future lives too. That is why after this experience we help others spiritually as well as materially. This is the thing that we have. Buddha said that on the path of liberation, while we are practicing this doctrine, if we can help others too spiritually, actually that is very beneficial for our life, for our spiritual development. That is very important. Okay, have you any question? Day by day we go forward with knowledge. Not only knowledge, be sure, but you have to reflect on it again and again. If you don't think it, if you don't reflect on it, your knowledge is useless. Therefore, you have to reflect on it again and again, what we discuss here, and also not only reflecting, but by practicing meditation, we are going to be certain with this understanding. That is our success. That is our real success, because if we are on this path, we are reaching the real happiness. Buddha has explained why we need this kind of path. We have big challenges in our life. Especially there are 3 big challenges in our life. What they are? Day by day we are going to old ages. We are going to weaknesses. Our physical body is going to old age. This is one of the reasons that we should find a spiritual teacher and that we should practice this teaching. What is the second reason that we should practice? Death. Yes, day by day we are reaching death. Day by day we are reaching cemetery. Whether we like or not, whether we know or not, this is the reality. First one is old age. We are going to find in a stick day by day. On the other hand, day by day, we are reaching cemetery. On the other hand, not only death as the result of karmic law, we will be reborn. That is also one of the big challenges. Actually, that is the biggest challenge. If everything is finished after death, it is okay, we have nothing to practice. But the thing is, according to our karmic energy, we will be reborn. That is the biggest challenge in our life. If we have negative emotions in our mind, we may be reborn in lower levels like hell. That is the biggest challenge in our life. Why we should practice this kind of teachings in our life? Buddha has explained everything very kindly. Actually, he has discovered hardly everything. We are so lucky. He has given a map to us. We have to practice only that thing. The harder thing is searching it. Practicing it not harder than finding. Buddha has dedicated his entire life, not only this life, but he has dedicated a lot of millions of his previous lives to find this truth. Therefore, he has explained everything. We have to be knowledgeable and practice it in our day-to-day life. Okay, thank you for your good attention. And also by the power of all these merits that we accumulated in this moment, let's transfer these merits to our beloved relatives and friends. And please think of them. And now you came to the temple with confidence in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and also you you observe 5 precepts, and also you meditated. By the power of all these merits, may our beloved departed relatives also receive these merits. By receiving these merits, may they also be well, happy and peaceful. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to our departed relatives. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these merits that you accumulated in this moment, may guardian deities and angels also receive these merits. By receiving these merits, may they keep their eye on you too. May they also achieve final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to guardian deities and angels too. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahindikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu sāsanam. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahindikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu desanam. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahindikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu tvaṃ sadā. By the power of all these merits that you received, accumulated in this moment, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes also meet with success. May all of us attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantā ca niddukkha, bhayam pantā ca nibhaya, sokam pantā ca nissokā, hantu sambe pipānino. May the Triple Gem bless you.